What's going on? What's going on, people? Welcome to the Man to Man Let's Talk Facebook Live show. I'm your host, Eugene Johnson Jr. As if you didn't know that, it's good to see you all, and it's definitely good to be seen. The Facebook Man to Man Live show is all about bringing guests on here. I like for you to meet not only just a guest, but they're my neighbor. Okay, they're my neighbor, and I want you to meet my neighbor. My neighbors are doing great things, and I don't think it's fair for me just to keep this all to myself. I want to be able to share my neighbor with you and all the great things that they are doing. So if you are doing great things in your community, you want to advertise your business or whatever it is that will empower and inspire others, please by all means let me know, inbox me or message me, and we can connect and make this happen. So my goal is to use my platform, and so the people on my platform know what my neighbors are doing, and you can share it with the people on your platform as well, because this is what this is all about. This is what the Man to Man Let's Talk Facebook Live show is all about. So I have a great guest that's coming on this evening, Cherlyn Latham. She is an amazing woman who's doing great things. And we connected a while back, and I'm so excited that God has connected us. And I'm excited for the work that He has in store for us. So I want you guys to really buckle your seatbelts and please share this video, share this link. And then in the end, we will all be inspired and empowered by this wonderful experience. I'm telling you, this is better than any show that's on TV right now. Because see, you can relate to this. We may not be able to relate to the shows or the football games or any sporting event that's happening right now. But let me tell you something. This right here, this is real life stuff. Okay? This is not entertainment. This is not script. This is unscripted, okay? And we're gonna have ourselves a good time. So how about we do this together? Now, if you can, again, share this video, share this link, and empower and inspire somebody else. And I welcome you to the Man to Man Let's Talk Facebook Live show. Man to Man Let's Talk is an organization where we empower men and create a safe atmosphere for men to have a discussion. We bring awareness to who we are and who we belong to, and we also identify what our definition is as men, because it's important for us to know what's our description for our position, right? This is what Man to Man Let's Talk is all about. We also talk about our responsibility as men in the area where God has put us, because He put us here or there for a reason. And so it's important for us to know what our responsibility is. Our goal is to be the best fathers, the best husbands, the best leaders in our communities, our churches, our city, our country, and most importantly, for this world. That's our goal in reference to Man Let's Talk. Go to www.m2mletstalk.com. That's M, the number 2M, letstalk.com for more information. Also, you can follow us on the YouTube page, Man to Man Let's Talk as well. So please follow us there and let's stay connected. It's for men and women, because ladies, we need your help too. We need you to encourage us men to be a part of an organization like mine, right? Like mine. And so we can do better for you. So, ladies, we need you. We need you. We need you to share the information. We need you to encourage the men that's in your network. And then in the end, we all win. It's a win 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 situation. You win, we win, and God wins. That's what Man to Man Let's Talk is all about. We are flooding the news stream with uh, workshops and conferences and Man Talk Saturday breakfasts. So every month we have something going on to where we try to keep ourselves engaged with one another, because the more that we see the value in communicating, the better we will be. And just understand this, whether it's a man or a woman, when we finish this discussion, you're going to encounter another male or a man when you finish this discussion. The question is, will that male or that man be in a position to make the right decision with you in his presence based off if he was connected to an organization like mine or not? I say again, you're going to be connected to a male or a man, right? You're going to be in the presence of a male or a man. The question is, has he been part of an organization like mine to where he'll make the right decisions to see the value in helping you or not helping you, being nice to you or not being nice to you? Yes, we're all human and we have our good and bad days. But most importantly, we'll think twice about making a wrong decision if we've been in a circle of individuals who've been shaping us and encouraging us with love. This is what Man to Man Let's Talk is all about. And we ask that you please support us as best as you can. We need your prayers and we also need your resources. So please help us in that area and just know that your investment will not go to waste because we're helping one man at a time. So let's keep that in mind on the Facebook Man to Man Let's Talk live show and the Man to Man Let's Talk organization. Listen, on Sundays, we have a word from the Lord. On Mondays, we pray together. Wednesdays, we have Hallelujah Hump Day with my son. And Fridays, we have Word of Empowerment. So we're trying our best to flood the news feed every day on Facebook to keep you encouraged and letting you know what Man to Man Let's Talk is doing and that we're trying to do our very best to be the best just for you. With that being said, taking advantage of this wonderful platform of my good friend Cherlyn Latham, who is coming on, I'm really excited. She is a New York native, right, who made her way on down here to Texas. She's a graduate with 2 degrees, a bachelor's in journalism and a master's in communications, and she's working on an MBA in marketing at. She's a graduate from TSU. Real excited about that. She has over 25 years of experience in a nonprofit organization. That is awesome. Super duper awesome. You know, she's a published author and she's part of the wonderful sorority Zeta Phi Beta Incorporated. That's my soror, Blue Phi. You know, that's right. And she's also a member of the Order of the Eastern Star number 17, right? She has written, okay, come on now. She's written and directed and produced 4 plays. Her most recent one is about domestic violence. And that's going to be our specialty tonight as we talk about domestic violence. And her experience, led her to her organization, which is Speak Out Incorporated. And so that's a nonprofit organization where she is educating, bringing awareness, and providing resources for individuals who want to know more on how they can help in the domestic violence category. So Ms. Lathan is a survivor. She is a survivor of domestic violence, and she'll share her story. And, through her story and her life and the things that she's been through, her hope is to bring healing to those who are hurting. And she's also a woman of God. And so, along with bringing hope and healing, she's doing great things and sharing the word of God to those individuals who will listen. Her most recent milestone, check this out, was signing a 12-week contract with the Urban Houston Network. How awesome is that? So, man, I'm telling you, uh, I'm so excited for my guest as she get an opportunity to share her story with us. And we're going to have ourselves a great time. So, I need you guys to share this video, right? Because this is not about me. This is not about my platform. It's about our platform. It's about us using our platform to help each other, to empower and inspire each other. And so I encourage you, if you're listening to this right now, hey, share this, okay? Because it may make a difference in someone that you're connected to in their life. We want to make sure that no stone is unturned. We want to make sure this information gets out because it's not about us personally. It's about the God that we serve, right? And the only way that we can benefit together is we do this for God, right? So this is a God thing. Everything that I do is all about God, okay? So share this video, and I need you to welcome my guest. And if you have any questions, please put the questions in the comments because we're about to rock and roll. So buckle your seatbelts. Let's rock and roll, and let's welcome my guest, Miss Cherlyn Latham. Hey, hey, hey!
Hey, how
How
you
you doing?
doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Fantastic. I thank you so much for accepting the invitation and joining us tonight. So thank you for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeehaw! All right now, let's get this party started.
Yeah, let's get it started.
Okay,
I,
so first question before we get started, and then we'll get into a little bit more about who you are. I kind of gave a little bio and everything about you, but I want to
okay.
ask this question because I asked this. I'm starting to ask this with more females now because I think it's fair because you definitely want to get a man's point of view and a woman's point of view
Mm,
on what is your definition of a man.
that is a loaded question. Well, my definition of a man, I want to say this right, is someone who is well-rounded, God-fearing, who's in tune to himself. He knows who he is. He's very sure of himself. He's not selfish. He's understanding, loving, and kind. And I believe I said God fearing. So, yes. And supportive.
Mm, love
Yeah,
that.
supportive.
Love that. Love that. I appreciate that definition. That's awesome.
Thank
You know, Miss Lathan and I, we connected by a mutual friend who was a guest on the show,
you.
Jerome Covington, aka Jay Speaks. Check my boy out.
Yeah.
Doing great things. And
Hmm.
I love how God works and He connected us together. Now, I'm gonna brag a little bit because you're my second sorrow that I had on.
Your
Uh,
second Sarah. Okay. Okay,
so
Fred.
I'm just saying that we blue whiting it all the way.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, but um, but let's talk a little bit about you, as you're
Mm.
not originally from here, but you've been here for a little bit. Tell us a little bit of where you came from and how in the world did you end up here in the Houston area?
In Houston area? Well, I'm originally from New York. My family, my mom, what she did, she took her youngest three children, myself and my two younger brothers. And then from New York in 77, we relocated to Gary, Indiana, you know. And then from Gary, Indiana, I graduated from high school, went to college, and then from Gary, Indiana, I came to Houston, Texas. And I've been here ever since. And it seems like every time I try to leave Houston, something keeps saying, "You're not leaving, you're staying here." I'm like, okay. So I'm here for now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, God don't make no mistakes when He put us where He put us at.
Yes.
And I know Houston appreciates you here. That's why Houston has its hooks on you just like it has its hooks on me.
Yes, that's true. Because are you originally from Houston?
No, I'm from Louisiana.
Louisiana. Okay. Yeah. So we're in the same situation.
Yes, yes, we're both transplants, refugees.
Yes. Immigrant. We're immigrants.
We're
We migrate.
immigrants. That's right. That's right. So you're a graduate from TSU.
Yes, yes. I graduated with 2 degrees from Texas Southern, a BA in journalism with a minor in speech communications. And then my second one was my master's in what was that in communications.
Right. And you working on.
I'm working on my MBA in marketing. Hmm.
Mhm. Yep, yep, yep. Now I love the story when you share with me, the story about you coming to TSU and the big surprise there that you was looking at.
Yes. Why you? I don't want to tell that story because it sounds silly. I did not know that TSU was a predominantly Black school. I did not know. I have nothing against it. And I was like, and I called my mom and I said, Mom, there's no white people here. So she said, Kay, what do you think happened? I said, I don't know. And she said, and so I asked some people, and they said, this is a predominantly Black college, historically Black. I said, for real? And not to sound foolish, but I never knew that there was predominantly Black universities and colleges. I never knew that. And TSU was my first one. And I'm so glad I did attend Texas Southern University because I've learned so much. And it's an excellent school to go to.
Absolutely. And that was
That,
around that was 1980-ish.
oh, sir.
Huh?
1986, 87. Don't be cute. Try to be cute.
Right, 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 right. Hey,
Oh, I am not that old, okay?
I did know. That's why I asked. That's why I asked. Oh my goodness. All right, hey, I'm telling you, hey y'all, this is what we do when we off camera. We do the same thing. So y'all just
Yeah,
getting just a little bit of this because
yeah.
we carry on,
Mhm.
and fun and love all the time. So this is
That's
how we do.
true. I agree.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. So so tell us a little bit more about yourself in reference to the books. You are an author, right?
Yes, I have my first published book that was in the early 2000s. And the early 2000s. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, because your eyes like, okay, so the early two. I thought I was boring you. I'm like, is he sleepy? And so it was the early 2000s. It was a compilation of myself and some more ladies. We came together on the project that I put together, and it was called Women Encouraged for God's Purpose. It's on Amazon, on the different outlets that you could go and purchase the book. And it's a very good book. It's like different ladies are telling their stories of encouragement to other women. And then it's a good book. A lot of people said that it was very encouraging for them. It helped them from the different various stories.
Right, right, right. Man, that is awesome. That is awesome. So again, they go to Amazon to get that book.
Yes, they could go to Amazon.com and it's under Cherlyn K. Latham. And the book is called Women Encouraged for God's Purpose.
Mm, mm. There you go, people. Y'all better cop that book. All
Yes.
right. Ain't nothing like hearing, personal stories.
Mhm.
And so then when you have a combination of individuals sharing their stories, that makes
Exactly.
it that much better
Yeah, becoming overcomers, to be overcomers.
to
Yes.
be overcomers. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Good. So
Yeah.
now you are a woman of God, right?
Yes, I am. I'm an
Now
ordained. I could
that
do
kind
weddings, funerals, and bat mitzvahs.
that bar mitzvahs. wait
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
wait
I don't know bat mitzvah.
wait wait a minute. I threw a little bit of interference in there. You got to say that clearly, man. You are an ordained minister, and what happened? And what can you do?
Weddings, funerals, and bat mitzvahs. That's what I said.
All right now. Okay. She don't discriminate. She do them all.
I do them all, right? Just got to learn how to read. I can do them all.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So check it out. Now, everybody had their aha moment and turn into God, at some point. What was
Mhm.
it for you that led you uh, to God's word?
Well, first, growing up in New York, um, I believe it was like we always went to church per se. And I think my true relationship with God came in my teenage years. And then I was always praying. I was always talking to God, and I was always seeking God for something. So that has became a an ongoing process with me. Is like just talking to God, talking to God, talking to God about something, having conversations, with Him. And sometimes people think you're crazy because they see you talking to someone that's not there, but you're talking to, He's there, but you don't see Him, right? Because you have a relationship. So I've talked to God for a lot, and I've always prayed about a lot of things that I needed and I had questions about. And if God didn't actually say, boom, here's the answer, he would bring the person to me with the answer that I've been praying about. So, regarding. And so it's, I would say, my teenage years, you know, because I was always in church. I'm like the church girl. I'm
Hmm.
I really don't know about the world, like a lot of stuff people know, but I hear about it, I see it. But I'm basically I'm a square. A big old square. I'm like, okay, what you talking about? I don't never heard that before. So yeah, that's just me, a big old square.
All right. As long as the Lord love you, that's all that matters.
Yes, he does. I'm glad.
That's good. That is good. So
Hmm.
your organization, man, this is, I'm really excited about this because one of the things of your organization prior to all this is, I was spirit led me to just, just think about these things more often in reference to domestic violence. Because I hear in October, yeah, purple for the men, and I mean for the women, and I'm like, yo, what about the men?
Right.
And so I know that there I think it's 1 out of 7 men that experience domestic violence, and it doesn't get much attention. All we hear about is the women. And so, before we met, I've been me and Jerome, we've been talking about that as well, and want to bring awareness to that, and thank God that He's connected us together,
Mm-hmm.
to where we can, do some work together on this. And so, with your organization, Speak Out Inc.,
Hmm.
who bring awareness to domestic violence. What led you to the point to where you wanted to, or that you created this nonprofit organization that is centered around domestic violence? Please share your story with that.
Yeah. Well, being in relationships with people that were who had no, how can I say it? I want to be nice about it. I don't want to be rude, and I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But when you're not sure of yourself, you take that pain out on someone else who's innocent. You know what I'm saying? So be it a partner, your significant other, spiritual leaders, family members, whatever the case may be, they take their pain out on the innocent person, and so that person end up acting out from what they received, and they don't know how to handle it. So my story basically is centered around those areas, whereas being in a relationship with people that were angry, but they wore a mask of humility, love, and peace, everything that you're looking for. And so when you're hungry because you want to be in a relationship with someone, and then you don't see behind the mask, you just see what's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And so I was blindsided on many occasions, on many relationships, which caused abuse, stress, anxiety, um, it just caused a lot of things. And so the last one that I could think of, that I know of so vividly, I can remember so vividly, is a guy that I was engaged to for 5 years, and we lived together. And he was abusive. He was abusive because he was an addict. He he did physically abuse me, mentally, verbally abuse me, and then some other things took place as well. So so from that, I said, and called my mother about it. She said, well, you need to get out of it. This is what you need to do, blah blah blah. And so I had to pray for myself and ask God to help me through the situation. And I said, Lord, if you give me a way out, I will never go back to that situation or anything that's like that. So when God gave me a window out, and he said that he had a job opportunity out of town, and he said, well, babe, we don't have the money. I can't do it. I said, well, how much you need? He said, $800. I said, cool, I got it. He said, I thought we didn't have it. I said, trust me, we got the money. And then he said, well, I need, and I said, what else you need? He said, I need a suitcase. I need this. I said, I'm going to stop by Walmart, pick up everything you need. You good. Now, when you say you need to be there, he said, Saturday. This happened on a Friday. When I got home from work, I got off work early. I stopped by Walmart. I picked up all this stuff, went by the bank, got the money, gave it to him the next day to make sure he was leaving. And so he left. And so while he was gone, I called my best friend, Donna, and we packed his stuff up. And another friend of mine, we packed the stuff, and we called the AAA, the tow the car to his mama's house, the truck to his mom's house. And I gave her the keys. I said, your son doesn't live here any longer. I said, I'm done. And I said, you have a nice life. And I left. And I changed all the locks, got an alarm system, and I'm good. So that was my way out. And so from there, Donna knew I was going through that, but no one else knew. You know what I'm saying? I kept things to myself because a lot of people viewed me as a strong person. And I wore that mask of being strong, like, oh, I could just take anything. I'm great. But behind the mask, I was really hurting and I was broken. And so I said, so over the years, and I think those situations have scarred me to the point that I'm really afraid to get back into a relationship. Now, that's been a long time ago. Okay. So I haven't really dated like that. I'm just like, oh, okay, we can go. Okay, now I got to go now. Bye. That kind of thing. But to really dive into a relationship, I was afraid to, because I didn't want to get hurt physically and mentally. So I try to close myself down, and my focus is just business, church, work. That's it. And so that's where I am right now. So the whole thing is that, like, and I started hearing on the radio and on television about domestic violence. And so I began to read about it. And I said, I've been through stuff like this. And so I prayed and I said, well, Lord, what do I need to do? So I called my cousin, who's a pastor, Dexter Utley, and I called him, and no, we was talking. Well, I called him, we talked and everything. And I said, Dex, I'm thinking about doing a play on domestic violence. He said, well, Cheryl, what I suggest that you do is interview several people to get their input as well, to see how it is, what they've been going through. And I thought about it. I said, okay, that's a good idea. So I began to talk to people people I would run into. Some people I don't even know. I would just ask them questions. I'm like, do you know anything about domestic violence? They say, yeah, I've been through it. I said, what you go through? And it was like men and women. And I don't even know people. I just started talking to them. I said, do you know anything about domestic violence? They was like, what's wrong with this woman? So I was taking their stories, and I took all the stories that I could, and I made it into a play. Okay. So we showed the play, I think it was June 18th. I mean, it was 2018, but it was on like June 19th, 2018. We showed the play. It was at the Third World Multi-Service Center. The room wasn't that crowded at the time. I said, oh my God, nobody's gonna come and see this play. I said, Lord, I made a mistake. Oh my God, I missed you. So when the curtains opened, it was just full of people. And I was like, where did people come from? And so we, as we were doing the play, you heard people crying. You heard people, you had all these reactions from the play. And then even after the play, people, guys and females and kids and teens would say, I can relate to what you're saying. One guy said that I used to be like that, and I'm so sorry that happened to you because I did that to my wife. And I said, oh, okay, I'll be praying for you. You okay? He said, yeah. Another lady said, you know what? It feels as though you were actually walking my life. Like you wrote the story according to my life. And it was like, I said, oh my God, this is so awesome. So it was a group of us that got together, and I said, and I prayed about it again. And I said, hey, you guys, what about us starting a nonprofit? And they said, okay, sure. So I said, okay. I said, well, here's the paperwork. I already wrote it out and it'll be ready in a couple, like 4 weeks. So we're going to be a nonprofit now. So that's how Speak Out came about, is from my stories and everybody and every other people's stories that come together. And I feel as though our message is needed. And when people see it, they can see what others are going through. You can hear about it, but once you see it, you know what I'm saying? You see the story comes to life, because we show the abuse. We show him beating the woman. We show the woman beating the man. We show these things. We show the bruises. We show the pain. You hear the pain. So that's what the Speak Out is all about from the play. Hello.
I'm just letting it marinate right now.
You said what?
I'm just letting all that marinate right now, man. That's a lot of stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Whew. Man, I mean, felt like I was, uh, a part of a movie because my wild and crazy imagination. I like to visualize things, you know,
Exactly.
as it's presented, and for you to be able to share that,
Mm-hmm.
the story, your story, which is, many individuals, um, not saying that they don't want to, they just
Mm-hmm.
have a hard time doing it. They don't know how to go about and share their story. And I
Exactly.
know that at some point, you got to the point to where you were okay with sharing it. And the play was one of those avenues of
Mm-hmm.
being able to share your story.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's pretty powerful, and I commend you for using turning your pain into power.
Right. Oh, I like that. Turning your pain. Can I only write that down?
Yeah, yeah, you can write that. I'll take 1%.
The power. Yes, Lord. I like that. Okay.
Let me make it even better for you. From pain to power. Okay.
From pain to power. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you got that. All right.
Okay. I give you half a cent. Okay.
Okay. I said 1%. I didn't say half a cent.
Is there half a percent? Yeah, there's half a percent. Yeah. Is that in none?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, man, that's awesome. Now, what Speak Out does is, well, before we go into about the organization, you wrote and produced 4 plays. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, I did. Uh-huh.
Were they all centered around domestic violence?
No, they were centered around situations. One is called the birthing. And so that was like the hospital scene where you are giving birth to different things in your life that is positive. It was unique. And then the first one, it's something to do with pain, and I can't remember it, but it's something to do with pain. And that one, I was doing some volunteer work at the Open Door Mission, and so I used the guys there to tell their story. So each guy was telling their story about the pain that they were going through. It was like monologues, but it was a really good storyline that they were doing. And it also helped them because their family was there as well. It was done on Father's Day, and they loved it. They had a good time with it. And so it was helping them to embrace what they were going through, like with the drugs, the alcohol, the gang banging. So everybody told their story from pain to victory. So that's how they told their story. Hmm.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So the
Yeah.
impact that you've had from, those plays, those individuals, have you connected with them? Are they waiting for more? I mean, what's the next step when it comes to the playwriting and everything?
For the playwriting for me, I am going to do more plays because by January or February of 2021, I have to have 8 to 12 episodes ready for television. And
And,
so I'm going to take my Christmas break of 2 weeks and write everything out. And then when January comes, I have to get the actors and everyone together, and then we're going to rehearse three sets in one day, 2 days. I would say 2 days, 2 to 3 days, and they have to be ready because we're gonna rehearse, we're gonna film, we're gonna rehearse, we're gonna film. So they need some sleeping bags, some water, some juice, or something because we ain't leaving till it's done. I will provide something to eat, but we will be doing it. Mm-hmm.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah, because
So,
we have a jail scene coming up. We have a court scene coming up. It's going to be different. I believe that God is stretching me. He's really, really stretching me to another era in my life. And I'm doing something I never dreamt of doing before. When we first did the play, I was acting in it. I was thrown around, kicked around, dragged. And I said, Lord, I ain't drag. I'm tired of getting dragged. Somebody else is going to get dragged now. I'm tired of doing drag. I want just direct and producer, right? Let somebody else drag. So a good friend of mine, Charvette Capers, I said, I've tossed the baton to you. And so now her and Jerome are together. He drags her and he chokes her. I said, Lord Jesus, he really getting into it.
that's dangerous.
That is dangerous. But the one on television that we're bringing to television is go a little bit deeper than that. And it's going to be, I can't tell you everything because you might as well say, I don't need to see it. She's telling me everything. So it's going to go a little bit deeper. The violence is going to get a little bit deeper than what you see.
And this is on the Houston Urban Network.
Yes, Houston Urban Network. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Um, and will that be like on YouTube or something when it comes out or something?
I'm going to talk to them about that. That's another thing I need to work out all the particulars to see about the YouTube thing. But I know it will be on Houston Urban Network, which is Roku, and I believe they also said Fire Stick. Yeah, those two, and it's a couple more, but I need to find out who they are, and I'll let you know. We can share it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can definitely get the word out and do whatever we can to publicize it. So people may not have Roku or Fire Stick, but they may
Mhm.
get it just so they can see the play.
But now you also could go to the station or Houston Urban Network, and you could go on their page and look at it as well on their station.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, you
okay,
could do that. Mhm.
okay, great. All right, well, good. Well, we definitely going to uh, follow that up. And one of the things that I'm doing with all my guests is at least in about 3 months
Mhm.
that we're able to follow up with well, what's going on from what we talked about before, just so
Okay.
we can help build relationship and a rapport with the audience, and so
Yeah.
they'll know
Mhm.
if they saw the first video on YouTube and now it's like, okay, they'll be caught up when they see the next interview. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Mhm.
So we definitely going to follow up on that to see how everything turned out, and then we can pub it some more to make sure people get a chance to see the
Yeah.
play. So
Yeah.
from me and from I'm encouraging all my listeners to pray for this event, and that God will be glorified through this whole process,
Mhm.
and that everything will work out in His favor, and He'll be proud about it. So let's make sure that we pray as best as we can for this. So you got my prayer, sister.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm glad that we connected because we have a segment that we do. It's called Men Struggle Too. And so with that, I mean, the first time doing it, we had like 2,500 viewers, and we've never had that many viewers before. And I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. So my thing is that, because according to that just little small amount of people, the men were saying that this is something that needed to be said, something that needs to be heard. Even though I was the moderator, I tuned my face out, and the only thing you hear is the men talking. And so I did the conversation. I started the conversation, and it just kept going and kept going, and it was awesome. We had like 8 men, almost 10 men on the set. And so by you being men to men, we would love it that you guys, your group would partner with us on that one as well, and just talking about the man's point of view, because a lot of times people don't think that men get abused, but they do. And I know the numbers are not out there, if the numbers are there, but they're low. But in a lot of reasons, because men are ashamed and embarrassed to report, and sometimes people don't believe that a man could be abused by a woman. So my thing is that those things do happen. And so we only for speak out, when not just for women, but we cover the man and the teens as well. So the teenagers are we're doing something with the teens also.
That's fantastic. That really is. And again, ain't no coincidence that we're connected. And I definitely want to be a part of that. My organization definitely want to be a part of it in any way that we can help across the
Yeah.
board. That's what we're here for. And so, especially after events like that, where
Mhm.
the men will have multiple locations to look into. Me being one of them, and I also have another friend who has an organization. Who I mean, the title of his organization or the name of it is Where Men Hurt.
Mm.
Um, and so he's an amazing guy and definitely can. When you talk about abuse, someone who has been through sexual abuse
Right.
and also had sexual addictions, and he wrote 2 books about it. So shout out to my man Andrew Landry. Definitely going to will want him to be connected in this because he definitely can relate to a lot of things that I cannot. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And so that'd be good that our organizations come together for the
Yeah.
sole purpose of you know making ourselves available to be able to help our fellow human being, whether it's man or woman. We there to help
Right. That's true. That's true. That's good. And
them.
and it's nothing like partnership and connecting to have those extended families, extended hands, because one organization cannot do everything. It takes a village to make things happen. So everyone have their own entities, but when you bring it together, it's awesome. Hmm.
Absolutely. And for me, I
Hmm.
don't want to do everything. I ain't
I
trying to
don't
work
need.
that hard.
I'm already old. Sure, I will get off that fast. Jesus.
So so
Uh-uh.
see, I have your mentality, right now, So yeah, I ain't trying to do all that stuff. I'm not trying to
No.
be the one to say, look at what I did. No, I'm like, what organization we can call on here so we can make this happen,
Right.
because
Exactly.
we can distribute this work. Look, my motto is we only got one time to do this, so
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So might
Mhm.
as well. I don't want to get to a point to where, later on in my years, and I'm like, man, I wish I would have called this person or this organization and did all this. No, I take that mentality and do it right now. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Exactly.
Those are
Exactly.
the things that will get us to the grave a lot quicker by trying to do everything, based off of what the world says, you can be the best and do it all yourself, make it to the top by yourself. Man, it's lonely at the top. It's too much work doing it by yourself, and they got too
Right.
many people that are more talented than we are
Mhm.
that can help us along the way. And guess what? We all can be blessed. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I agree. I agree. I agree. And that's why you have a board and you have volunteers. And so, one thing I want to say to my board, we are a team, and then we were able to put our calendars together. We vote on the calendar. We are set for 2021, and so I said just leave it open because we might have to make some adjustments. So I mean, we're set, we're ready, and we're still planning some awesome things for next year. And so we're just so excited. Hopefully, if COVID will just leave us, we are scheduled to do a domestic violence cruise on in October of next year. and we still have some cabins that are open. We would love for you guys to come if you're interested to come. I could give you that information. And it's a 5 days cruise. Come leave on a Friday. It's the end of November, no, the end of October through November the 3rd, I believe. Yeah. So it's just 5 days. And we pray that COVID goes away, please, because I really need this cruise.
I think that's a great idea. It's a
Yeah.
great idea. Get people kind of secluded and disconnected from the
Yeah.
land where everybody is in one location. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that is awesome. So we're definitely going to be prayerful for that. That it be a great success.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
um, where can people go to find out more information about Speak Out Inc?
You could go, we're on Facebook, Speak Out Inc. on Facebook. Also, we have our own webpage, and our website is www.speakoutinc.org. I keep messing it up. So it's speakoutinc.org. I keep saying the email address, but that's not it. But if you want to contact us, you can do the email address, and that's houstonspeakout@gmail.com. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Are you on Instagram, Twitter, anything like that?
Yes, we are on Instagram and Twitter, but don't ask me because I don't forget. We are there. I can't remember everything. Ooh. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I just can't remember everything.
I told y'all this was unscripted.
Oh, Jesus. Yep. I just got fired. No, I'm just kidding.
Miss Tatum, Kathy Tatum, she put the information in the chat on Facebook. So
Oh, she did.
she
Thank you,
did.
Kat.
She got your back. She got your back.
Yes, she's my sister. She's my sister, my Eastern Star sister. Love
All
her.
right. All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. So she got you covered. She got uh she got the website, she got the Facebook, and and
Oh,
and she gonna have a talk with you at the end of this.
okay. Thank you, sister. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you.
That's awesome.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
gosh. This is crazy. This is crazy. So man, who man, I'm telling you, I might have to take my seatbelt off in a little bit because every time we have a conversation, I
Uh-huh.
know it's gonna be exciting. So I have to hold on to my seat.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on, Jesus.
We were talking about
Oh
oh
my
my
God.
but the information you shared was phenomenal and it's just a fraction of what's
Mhm.
to come and I encourage all the listeners to reach out to you
Okay.
and be able to support the things that you have going on. And if they have any questions, there may be somebody who is going through a hard time right now and they just don't know who they
Mm.
can speak to. And so, if you are an individual who are going through a challenging situation, please reach out to me or reach out to Cherlyn Latham and let us know. Don't suffer alone.
Right.
Okay, this is
Right.
this is not something to be ashamed about. Uh, people make bad decisions, and it happens. But one thing is that you don't have to do this by yourself. We are here to be able to help you. I don't know what it's like. I have never been through it, but I know somebody who has. And
Mm-hmm.
so if we utilize our resources, then we can help you. So again, please do not suffer in silence. Please reach out to us. Reach out to Cherlyn. Reach out to Speak Out Inc. And I promise you, you have a gang load of people from the man side and the woman side that is there to help you the best way that we can. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, um, can you please leave my audience, our audience, with some words of wisdom, some words that before they lay their head on a pillow tonight, that they'll
Mm-hmm.
be thinking about. And when the good Lord wake them up in the morning, that they'll still be thinking about. Also, it would encourage and inspire them enough to where they will be talking about it on the next day. Could you share some words with us before we conclude this segment?
Yes. First, if it's okay, I would like to say thank you to Pastor Derek Nichols, Pastor Matthew Devers, Pastor Bishop Frank Rush, Pastor, oh my God, I said Matthew Devers, Dexter Utley, and Pastor Apostle Allen. Those are the people that I talk to and I look up to. And I just want to say I love these guys like crazy. They're awesome people, and they give me a lot of insight as well, spiritual and natural insight. But going to your question to leave something, it's Jeremiah 29 and 11. And it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." So my words of encouragement on tonight is basically know that through everything that you're going through, God knows. And that he said I had plans for you. So when he created you, he had plans for you in the midst of the creation. When he saw you, he knew your name. He know how many hairs are on your head. He just knew you. He knows your outcome. He knows your beginning. And so a lot of times what we do is we pick up habits and traits that's not a part of the blueprint that God has given us. And so we say to ourselves that, there's no way out. I can't do this. My back is against the wall. Lord, I need some help. I can't get it. And so what happens is that we stay in the spirit of doubt and rejection. Just know that what you put yourself in, or whatever you allow, you have put on the garment of rejection. As we get up in the morning, we put on things. And so we put on the garment of rejection, the garment of depression, and the garment of despair, the garment of poverty. Poverty. God did not have that in store for you. So what happened is that what he wants you to do today is that know that the plans that he has for you, he says, declares the Lord, the plans to prosper and not to harm you. So the plans that God has for you is not to harm you, but see, he wants you to go forward. He wants you to prosper. In prospering, he wants you to be happy. He wants you to be loved. He wants you to be joyful. So now take off the garment of depression and hurt and despair and put on the garment of love and peace and joy and happiness. So other words, he wants you to switch your position. The place where you are right now, he says, no longer do you need to be in this position, but I want you to switch and be in the position that I've placed you to be. And the place that I placed you to be is in the spirit of peace, a spirit of joy, spirit of love. And so in order to get there, you have to call those things into existence, because there's power, there's life and death in the tongue. So if you could call things into existence that are negative, why can't you call those things in existence that are positive? So what you do, you begin to speak life over you. Say, Father, I speak life over me today. Lord, I know what I'm going through, but Lord, I thank you because, Lord, I speak life right now, no God. Father, I speak peace. Lord, I speak joy. I speak prosperity. I speak understanding. And Lord, and just begin to thank God for him. You give God praise. You might not see it happening right now, but as you begin to speak it in the atmosphere, things are changing on your behalf, because we all have angels. We all have assigned angels. And if you have not called your angel to go to battle for you, that's your fault. So begin to call your angel and say, Lord, I dispatch my angels to go before me. Lord, dispatch my angels to go before me. Lord, I asked him, Lord Jesus, make a path of peace for me. Why did you do this to me? Why? Lord, I need a way of peace. I need a pathway of joy. I need a pathway of understanding. Lord, I need a pathway. Lord, clear my mindset. So on today, I encourage you to just put on a new garment of peace, love, and joy and happiness. Put on a new garment of praise. That's what I want to say. Put on a new garment of praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Mm, mm. Oh, we just gotta let that marinate for a minute. Mm. Ooh, girl, you almost had me shouting up here.
You gonna make me shout. I'm trying to keep my composure. I'm gonna beat you up.
Ooh. Wait, wait. You said you gonna beat me up?
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you up. But thank you, Lord.
Ooh. Ooh, wait. Oh man, that was just. Hey man, I felt your spirit all the way over here, man. For real.
Thank you. Thank you,
Mm.
Lord.
Mm. Oh, that was awesome.
Thank
Mm.
you.
Okay. So, ooh. Hey, this is unscripted, baby. This is what I tell you. This is for real.
It's real, real. Because I wasn't planning on saying anything. I didn't know what I was gonna say. Yes, Lord.
That's
That's why he said always be ready. In
mm,
season, out of season, right?
that's right. That's what he said. That's what he
What he
said.
said. That's what he said.
Oh man. Whew. Well, man, I appreciate you so much for
Oh,
sharing those powerful words. Uh,
thank And I thank you on behalf of Speak Out and the board members and all of our volunteers and everybody that we've reached out to. I thank you for men to men, for being zealous in what you're doing for the men. And I really speak blessings over you and your organization, that God will give you um and like open doors like crazy. Crazy favor. I'm talking about crazy favor. I
yeah.
mean favor, like every time you knock on the door, oh, we knew you were coming. Come on in, here you go. I'm talking about crazy favor. I'm talking about ridiculous favor. I'm speaking that right now into you and your organization, because men need to be encouraged. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we men need to be encouraged. Not all men are bad. Not all men are bad. And men go through issues just like women do. And they need to be encouraged. So I thank you for your organization. And I'm asking God to allow your organization to explode in memberships where people are giving unto you, that you will never go broke.
Mm, mm, mm,
Never go broke.
mm,
Never. You will never go broke. Because everything that you need and everything that you desire, he's going to make it come to pass.
mm, mm.
You stay faithful to the vision. If you stay faithful to the vision, he'll make it happen. Because people are looking for consistency,
Yeah.
not stopping and going and stopping and go. Oh, I do it next year, 2 years. People are looking for consistency. So if the more you stay consistent, men will come. And it's not going to just be African American men. You're going to have other ethnicities come your way too.
And that's what we want. We want all men.
All men.
Mm,
Because all men have issues. This is interesting. I went to my office in Pasadena today. And as I was pulling up and I was trying to get something out of my car, this man walked up and said, "Oh Lord, okay, it's time to fight, Jesus. Oh, I gotta get my boots up." But the man, he walked up to me, he said, "I have a question for you." And I said, "What's the question?" I went to so many people, I went to so many counselors, and I'm trying to get my wife back. I want my wife back. But she told me she don't want me any longer, and she served me with divorce papers. And I'm really upset because she doesn't want me. I said, "Well, why are you upset?" "Because she don't want you. She's done. She's done." "Well, every time she wants something, she keep asking me for." I said, "Why you keep giving?"
mm,
"Because I want her back." I said, "Stop." And I said, "Don't allow people to use you because they know where your heart is." I said, "Guard your heart and stop giving so much." That's it. "You got children?" She's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, give to the kids. Leave her alone. She's working." "Yes." I said, "That's enough." I said, "Take this time to seek God." And when I looked in his car, he had a Bible on the dashboard. I said, "Okay, Lord." So I said, "You read the word, right?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Get in your word. Allow this time for God to really talk to you and to heal your heart." And I said, "You desire to be with a woman, right? To have a relationship, a mate, a wife." He said, "Yes." I said, "Let God work on you. Then he'll send you his desire for your heart." Because what we do is we pick what we want and we don't ask for God's will. We want our will. I said, "Let God's will be done in your life. You'll be fine." He said, "You know what? Man, you said a lot because I went to all those counselors and everything, paying them all that money, and they tell me I'm sick of them. He said, you know, when I heard your word, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I said, sure, you ain't gonna pay me? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Facebook. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So, but he walked away happy. I prayed with him, and he just walked away. That was it. I said, I speak peace over your life, and you go about your business. And I said, work on you.
Wow.
Build your relationship with you and God. That's it. I said, your wife is coming. You just need to work on you. And I
Mm,
said, because you can't go into a new relationship with your past. It's just taking like a laxative. You need to clean a detox. You need to clean your system out from your past because you don't want to bring your past into your future relationship. It will mess it up. You can't do that.
that's right.
You're not ready. I say get yourself ready by building a relationship with God, getting yourself detox from her, spend time with you, and then you good.
Mm.
So
That was a bonus, y'all. I wasn't even ready for that one. That's some good stuff right there.
I wasn't ready for it either. I said, Lord, why you sending that stranger to me? I don't know that man. He could be something crazy. But no, because I was at a distance. I was like, hold, let me just walk back. You know, so I had the jump kick.
Yeah.
And so, it was good. It was God.
She said jump kick.
Jump kick and run the office. They're like, woo.
Oh my gosh. You're hilarious. You're hilarious. Well, Mama, I appreciate you so much. You
No
know I love you.
problem. Love you too.
And we definitely gonna do this again. We're gonna follow up
Yeah. Okay.
on all the wonderful things that you're doing, and we're gonna have ourselves some fun as well. I don't see any comments or questions or anything in our Facebook chat area, and that's all good. If they have comments, they can reach out to us later. So what we're gonna do is we're going to I'm gonna have you in the waiting room, and then I'll meet you, and we'll close out, and then I'll come and join you in a few minutes. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank
Thank
you
you
for having.
again. You're
Okay.
welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Uh, hey guys, thank you so much for joining us on the Facebook Live Man to Man Talk Show. Man, this was fantastic. It was fantastic. I love it. And Cherlyn is an awesome and amazing individual. Please support the organization, and Speak Out Inc. And man, be a part of that organization. Please support it. Do everything that you can. You know, domestic violence is real. And so we want to do everything that we can to put ourselves in a position to help those individuals um, who are going through that, who have been through it. All right, don't suffer in silence. Just like I said earlier, you never know what man that you want to encounter, but you will encounter a male or a man, and the way that they approach you, whether you are a man or a female, it doesn't matter. The thing about it is he approached her. He was looking for wisdom. He was looking for good information. He got it from Cherlyn, and she shared it with him, and the rest is history. So hopefully he will be connected, if he's not already connected, to an organization that will help him through his situation. And this is what this is all about. Women do the same thing. Make sure you connect yourself with a group of individuals that will help sharpen you to be the best woman that you can be. Okay. But I thank you guys so much for joining us. Please share this video. Please share the link. Go to my Man to Man Let's Talk YouTube page for other interviews on there of great guests that I had. You getting to know my neighbor, Cherlyn is my neighbor, and I love her tremendously, and I'm looking forward to working with her. So please support her organization, support our organization, and in the end, it's a win-win-win situation. You win, we win, and God wins. All right. Go to www.m2mletstalk.com for more information about our organization. That's Man to Man Let's Talk. And again, we appreciate your support. So take those words of wisdom that Cherlyn shared with you this evening. And in the end, you know, you'll have something that you can meditate on, and something that will encourage and inspire you. I love you guys. And if it's the Lord's will, we'll do this again to where we'll have another guest and you get to know my guest, my neighbor, as they share wonderful things about the things that they're doing in the community. Okay. For the time being, I need you guys to stay in your lane, stay focused so you can stay the course. And just know, in order for us to be great, we must communicate because God has a plan for you just like He does for me. So there's really no need for us to compete. You know, God has given us all air to breathe, which means that He's given us enough blessings to receive. And I really need you to think about this question on a daily basis that in all the things that you do, if God is not the answer to your why, then why are you doing it? Please take that into consideration every day of your life. And to God be the glory in all the things that we do. All right. So, you know, let's have ourselves a great, great evening, a great day, and let's do something good for somebody because they're waiting on it. All right. Thank you again for joining us. Man to man, let's talk.